and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh.
Now, Harvey Norman's super deals on Bosch. Get a bonus gift card plus bonus local delivery with the Bosch Series 4 8kg washer, only $7.99. Or step up to the German-made Series 8 washer with Allergy Plus bonus $70 gift card and bonus local delivery. Bosch Series 6 dishwasher, super deal with bonus gift card, bonus finish pack and bonus local delivery. Bosch Series 4 pyrolytic oven, only $12.99 plus bonus $65 gift card. Limited time only. Bosch super deals at Harvey Norman.
35-22 for North Queensland.
Tonight, parts of Sydney declared a disaster zone and a minor flood warning for the Central Coast as water moves downstream. The federal government urged to tighten border security after an asylum seeker goes missing in crocodile-infested waters. More help for women and children fleeing domestic violence in New South Wales. A Sydney zookeeper shares her recovery a decade after being trampled by elephants. And in sport, the Cowboys take out an all-Queensland derby.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. Much of New South Wales has copped a major drenching in recent days, including the northern rivers. But the floodwaters triggered by Sydney's rainstorm have started dropping, revealing the true extent of the damage caused to homes. As we go to air tonight, many in remote communities remain cut off. SES crews spending the day on the Hawkesbury River, dropping off food and critical supplies.
Safe at last. An elderly man who was stranded on the roof of his car near Richmond for several hours after being caught by rising floodwaters. SES to the rescue this morning, bringing him to safety, shaken but well. It's an all too common event. The SES has performed almost 200 rescues. Many have been people who'd driven into floodwaters against all the advice.
There's been a lot of vision about people being on the roofs of their cars and some really dangerous situations where my SES volunteers have been placed in danger.
2 people also escaped injury when their car skidded off a flooded road at Freeman's Reach last night. The driver managed to get out. SES crews and police helped the passenger. They were assessed and given the all clear. Despite a day of sunshine yesterday, 20 evacuation orders were issued overnight, mainly for towns along the Hawkesbury River from Richmond to Pitt Town, keeping the SES busy.
They have performed nearly 5,000 task jobs. That's a range of things, from fixing people's roofs to making rescues to supporting community to knocking on doors to making sure that the job gets done.
9 News joined the SES on a resupply mission from Wiseman's Ferry early this morning, targeting those communities that have been cut off. While these are familiar scenes for these riverside communities, the SES is on hand to deliver supplies and conduct welfare checks, all while assessing the water levels and any damage to better prepare for future weather emergencies. With local ferry services suspended, they are a lifeline.
People can't get across to visit friends, family, or people from this side of the river going across to the shops to buy food, groceries, fuel, whatever they need.
At the Torrens Ski and Caravan Park, residents here consider this a lucky escape. Previous flood markers show how much worse it has been.
There was a bit of a panic yesterday. Basically, when the water breaches your seawalls and the lawn gets wet, that's an uncomfortable feeling. We're quite lucky only one of the cabins got a little bit of water inundation. Everyone else is prepared, but I don't think we need to anymore.
Around 150 people remain cut off in the Megalong Valley in the Blue Mountains after part of the only road in and out gave way. Emergency crews are working to stabilise the road while police focus on evacuating the visitors as soon as possible. Stuck in Penrith, Megalong Valley resident Daniel Marsh. He's been told proper access may be weeks away, although a fire trail escort might eventually be possible to retrieve important items.
All my clothes, all my work equipment, say computer, mobile phone that I need for work, and the cats at home that not been fed since Friday.
After a tense night, the floodwater threat at the Windsor Bridge was lowered to moderate as levels stopped rising, leaving the roadway open. And as many focus on the task of cleaning up and assessing damage, the state and federal governments have stepped up with disaster recovery funding for those who need it. Eligible local government areas include the Blue Mountains, Camden, Hawkesbury, Wallandilly, Penrith, Liverpool, Sutherland, Shell Harbour and Wollongong.
We're pretty confident that at the moment all of the areas that are required support are getting no support.
From the air, the scale of this flood is clear. Large areas of land still underwater. Farm buildings submerged, cattle stranded. Roads cut by floodwater have caused traffic headaches. These drivers at Freeman's Reach stuck in a massive traffic queue this afternoon after being diverted. But it appears the threat is over for now, with flood levels believed to have peaked. A swollen Warragamba Dam did continue to spill large volumes of water today. That was expected to stop late this afternoon. Erin Ramsey, NBN News.
Rain might have stopped falling over the Central Coast, but a minor flood warning is tonight in place for Tuggerah Lake at Long Jetty. The catchment copped up to 300 millimetres of rain over the past few days, and floodwater is still moving downstream.
Late this afternoon.
It was a still
Erin
day
Ramsey,
on the Central
NBN
Coast,
News.
not a cloud in the
Rain
sky.
might have stopped falling
And
over
while
the
the
Central
downpour
Coast,
has
but a minor
stopped,
flood warning
it's
is tonight
Tuggerah
in place
Lake
for
that now
Tuggerah
poses a
Lake.
threat, sitting 0.87 metres above sea level and rising.
We do need to still be vigilant because of all the water that's still coming down from the catchment areas and obviously very much so in the Hawkesbury.
Today, a car submerged in the lake at Canton Beach. Roads in Chittaway Point, 20 centimetres underwater. According to the Bureau of Meteorology, the Central Coast copped one of the worst drenchings in New South Wales.
The 3-day accumulated rainfall totals since this weather system moved across, there was a 283 millimetres at Holgate, there was 250 millimetres at Tuggerah Lake and also the 240 millimetres at Gosford.
Central Coast Council is undertaking emergency works to open the entrance channel, allowing the water to flow out of the catchment.
We did open it as it started to approach the 0.9 on Saturday at lunchtime, and you can see the channel working well.
SES volunteers have been kept busy over the weekend, responding to 283 calls for help. Today at Fountaindale, cleaning up debris from the storm. More than 300 homes across the region have gone days without power. Most areas are back online tonight. As Tuggerah Lake continues to rise, locals are being urged to check for dangerous floodwaters on the Hazards Near Me app and adhere to detour signs. The Weather Bureau says the worst of it is over.
The coastal trough that's delivered all this wet weather has moved out into the Tasman Sea. There's still the remnants slightly in the northeast coast of New South Wales, but for the Central Coast, it's now cleared.
Amber Griffin, NBN News.
Now to some breaking news that's just come to hand. Branch stacking allegations have forced the New South Wales Labor Party to freeze memberships in the Newcastle and Wallsend areas. Risa Utama joins me live from the newsroom. Now, Risa, what does this all mean?
Jane, no new members will be allowed to join the Labor Party in Newcastle and Wallsend for 6 months. The freeze has even been backdated to February 24. The move, which party members told NBN News hasn't occurred in 3 decades, comes after more than 30 people tried to join one local branch last month, something that's against internal party rules, which allows just 4 new members to join any given branch in a single month. Jane, this still is a developing story. We'll have more tomorrow night.
We'll be watching closely. Thank you, Risa. A plane load of asylum seekers has just touched down in Nauru after evading authorities to land in crocodile-filled waters north of Broome. The group, reported to be from China, is the 3rd arrival in 6 months.
At Amberley Air Base west of Brisbane, a Nauru Airlines flight believed to be carrying some of the latest group of asylum seekers to make it to Australia.
Another day, another boat, another Labor failure.
The group of 15 arrived at the remote Truscott Air Base in northern WA. 14 are reported to be in custody, but WA police spent a day searching for a 15th man. Late this afternoon, confirmation he had been found alive.
He is currently receiving medical treatment at the Truscott Air Base.
Dozens of officers were involved in the search around crocodile-infested terrain.
The terrain is challenging, heat is a factor, and it's a great outcome.
We'll use all avenues at our disposal to make sure that the borders are protected.
The men aboard this flight will be processed and sent to Nauru, following the path of 39 men that were discovered near the Kimberley coast in February.
When you weaken your border policy, the boats will start coming, and that's exactly what has happened already.
People smugglers will always try to change their methods in order to ply what is a dangerous trade.
If the people smugglers are changing their method, then the pressure falls on the government and Border Force to adapt and prevent the re-emergence of a deadly trade.
We have a very large coastline. What is clear, though, is that people who are unauthorised arrivals won't be settled in Australia.
Small plane departing Queensland this afternoon, bound for a detention centre in Nauru, leaving behind more questions about how the boat made our shores. Charles Croucher, NBN News.
Former actor and model Zipporah Malka has complained to police after topless photos taken 5 years ago were shared without her consent. Taylor Auerbach admitted to distributing the photos during evidence he gave during the Bruce Lerman defamation case last week. Ms. Malka says she's deeply concerned to have been dragged into the case. Police are appealing for assistance to find missing Taree man Jay Porter Wallace with concerns for his welfare. The 42-year-old was last seen on York Street around 3:30 p.m. on Thursday and is described as Caucasian, around 165 centimetres tall and slim with dark hair and eyes. He was seen wearing long pants and a black shirt and cap and is believed to be in the Foster area. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers. It's been a busy day for SES crews across the Byron Shire, responding to 10 call-outs after heavy rain. A total of 392 millimetres fell in the past 24 hours at Belongil Creek. Crews attended multiple houses in the area with leaking roofs and were called out to homes being threatened by floodwater, providing sandbags to residents. A notorious choke point in Ballina will soon be alleviated following a decision to create an extra traffic lane on River Street. Ballina Council hopes that a widening of the eastbound lane will ease traffic flow and safety in the area.
It's a pinch point for motorists in Ballina's CBD.
Well, we've got 2 lanes leading up into River Street, but we've only got 1 merging lane.
There's a lot of traffic sort of in that area, trying to negotiate its way around back into the industrial area.
To combat this, councillors has unanimously voted to widen the eastbound lane of River Street from Kerr to Grant Street, turning them into dual lanes.
This will increase the traffic flow and also make it safer.
To make room for the road expansion, council will change the rear to curb parking on the north side of River Street from Kerr Street to Grant Street to parallel, resulting in a loss of 10 spaces.
We do hope that we'll be able to do some beautification works, landscaping, lighting and footpaths, and of course pedestrian safety.
During the public exhibition phase of the proposal, 9 adjacent businesses and residents responded. 5 of those opposed it, voicing concerns of the parking changes and safety risks.
In that part of the street, there's not too many businesses currently open, so I think in that area it probably won't have a massive impact, losing a few car spaces, first freeing up the traffic congestion.
Works are expected to begin in the coming months. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Meanwhile, the much-awaited upgrade of the Rifle Range Road intersection at Bangalow will get underway tomorrow. The major works include the widening of Lismore Road, improved drainage, as well as new bus bays, shelters and shared pathways. Traffic detours will be in place for motorists, with works expected to take 3 months to complete. Seniors in the Northern Rivers region are being encouraged to get physically active this month to help build their strength and maintain their independence. It comes as part of April Falls Month, with the year's theme aimed at reducing falls for the elderly. A series of information and prevention stalls will be held across Lismore, Alstonville and Ballina from April 11. A cast of Coffs Coast youth are set to take the stage this week with the hit disaster show Limbo Land. The play tells local and regional stories of disasters from Australian history, such as the Black Summer bushfires and other major weather events.
Having a bit of fun and and doing some warm-up exercises on the final day of rehearsals.
Limbo Land is a play that we wanted to look at the effects of trauma with catastrophic events on community, both the immediate effects and what it's like 1-2 years after the incident.
It's the third season of Limbo Land after stints in Byron Bay and Lismore.
So it's based on true stories and research, from Black Summer bushfires in 2009 to the floods to droughts and the effects on community.
13 Coffs Coast school kids have been selected to perform in the multi-character play, including 12-year-old Flynn Idale. His family impacted by the 2021 hailstorms that hit Tormina.
The skylights in our house smashed, our carport fell onto our car, and yeah, there was big damage. My room was worst affected. There was water coming through my wardrobes.
That hailstorm is featured in the play.
When you experience an actual disaster, then it just becomes kind of easier, I guess, to express it because, you've experienced it.
Limbo Land aiming to provide an avenue to process traumatic events.
I think it is important for people to retell stories, to look at something and go, right, that really was a full-on time. No wonder why we're feeling a bit, anxious about future storms and weathers and bushfires.
There'll be 2 performances of Limbo Land this Tuesday at the Jenny Memorial Theatre. Alison Paul, NBN News.
97 Bellinger River snapping turtles have been released into the wild. The endangered species were part of a breeding program led by Taronga Zoo, with 170 of the freshwater turtles released into the Bellinger River over the past 5 years. And looking at the weather for the northern rivers today, nice and clear across the region. You're watching NBN News. Still ahead, a shock turn in the murder case of a Sydney teacher. Ashley Gaddy found dead a year after he allegedly killed his date and sparked a Blue Mountains standoff. How women and children are being given financial help to flee abusive households. And a grim milestone in Gaza, 6 months since the war erupted, claims of Benjamin Netanyahu has blood on his hands.
It's days like these. Rediscovering a new freedom. A new time for friends and fun. Finding new creative expressions. Living in a luxury home we've always wanted. A luxury world-class resort. A time to look after myself. And finding myself again and again. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Such a good finish. Yeah. Wow, take a look at this beauty.
Excuse me, how long has it been since you checked your life jacket?
Huh?
You should check every time for wear and tear. Ensure any cylinders are hand tight and make sure the pull cord is out and ready to use.
I suppose I'd better check it out more often.
You are learning, my son. Now be good and throw me back in the water, would you? I'm about to pop 2 gills.
What'd you do that for?
This film has everything.
Everything? Do you want to make out or?
Nope. I mean, yes.
This does not seem safe!
You're like sexy bacon.
You need carbs!
I'm not buying it. You been crying to Taylor Swift?
Maybe. The Fall Guy.
With Macca's new surprise prize, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of winning. With millions of dollars worth of prizes, plus weekly draws for your chance to win $10,000 cash. Peel your fries for a chance to find a prize.
The Good Guys Big Deal Days are on now. Get this Bosch dishwasher for only $8.49. This higher induction cooktop for only $7.49. This Asco dishwasher for only $1,399. Plus get this Samsung Pyrolytic oven for only $1,999. Big Deal Days only at the Good Guys.
The 40 Winks 40-hour sale is on now. Save big with up to 50% off store-wide when you shop online or in-store. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Go to better sleep at 40 Winks.
Welcome to St Mary's Catholic College Casino. We have a wide curriculum to choose from and learn in a nurturing and encouraging community.
Ashley Gaddy, the man accused of a dating app murder, has died in prison. Gaddy was being held at Clarence Correction Centre near Grafton over the death of Danielle Finlay-Jones at a Cranebrook home in December 2022. Her death sparked a massive manhunt, with Gaddy arrested after a 12-hour standoff with police on a Blue Mountains cliff top. The 35-year-old's body was found in his cell yesterday. A solemn remembrance in Canberra today to mark the 30th anniversary of the genocide in Rwanda. More than 800,000 people, mostly Tutsis, were killed over 100 days in 1994 by ethnic Hutu extremists. Today, members of the community in Australia walked together to Parliament House before an event inside. Donald Trump has declared it would be his great honour to go to jail, as it would make him a modern-day Nelson Mandela. His latest social media rant coming as the former president held his biggest campaign fundraiser to date, the Florida event, reportedly raising close to $79 million. Tens of thousands of protesters have gathered across Israel as the war in Gaza reaches a grim milestone, 6 months since the conflict began. It came as the body of an Israeli hostage was recovered, the father's family saying Prime Minister Netanyahu has blood on his hands.
Tens of thousands at a tense protest in Tel Aviv. To mark 6 months since Israel's darkest day, when Hamas murdered and kidnapped more than 1,400 civilians. The main message from this crowd: bring the hostages home.
People here are angry. People are angry to see that our government is not doing enough to bring back the hostages.
For one family, time has run out. The body of Elad Katsir recovered in Gaza overnight by the Israeli Defense Force. The 47-year-old father was taken hostage by Hamas from his home in Nir Oz Kibbutz. He's appeared in a number of propaganda videos since.
What we know is that he was executed, murdered by his captors.
Elad's family says Prime Minister Netanyahu has blood on his hands. He could have been saved if a deal would have happened on time. He was abandoned on October 7 and was then abandoned for 183 days, during which he could have been brought back home alive. Elad's sister wrote on social media.
Elad Katsir managed to survive 3 months in captivity. He should have been with us today.
Half a year of hell for the hostage families and Palestinians in Gaza. Hope now being placed in a fresh round of ceasefire talks underway in Egypt. In London, Jessica Millward, NBN News.
The state government wants to make it easier for women and children escaping domestic violence by helping get them into a rental property. Today, expanding the Rent Start Bond Loan scheme, which provides an interest-free loan for those struggling.
Sometimes the thousands of dollars for a bond is the difference between being able to make that fresh start or returning home to a violent perpetrator.
Up to 40% of people arriving at homelessness services in our state are women and children leaving domestic violence. A surgeon who lost his hand on the front line in Ukraine thought his medical days were over. But thanks to a locally made bionic arm, he's now helping other wounded veterans with his unique understanding.
For many badly injured soldiers, surviving an attack means their personal battle has only just begun. Losing a limb, having to adjust to a new life. But it helps when the doctor treating you knows exactly what it's like. It's easier for me, says Alexis Cholov, because as a doctor and a war comrade, I've walked the same path. In civilian life, Alexis was a surgeon. When Russia invaded his country, he volunteered as a combat medic and lost his right arm in eastern Ukraine. Eventually, his prosthesis was replaced by a bionic hand. It was love at first sight, he says. Bionic artificial limbs typically pick up electrical signals from the muscles, called myoelectric technology, to create motion and can allow a surprising amount of dexterity for users. Alexa's bionic arm was made locally in Kyiv by the company Esper. Their expanded factory means they're making 12 bionic hands a month, those with the hands able to make limbs for others. An estimated 20,000 Ukrainians have had amputations since the Russian invasion. The war without end, meaning demand will continue to exceed supply. And for Alexis, his new hand means he not only treats other wounded warriors, he's also returned to the front line as a volunteer medic to lend a hand. Brett McLeod, NBN News.
A fight between two Northern Tablelands residents was caught on camera just before 6 last night. It's not clear if the two boxing kangaroos on the outskirts of Armidale were simply hangry or whether it was more territorial, with a by-election now looming after last week's resignation of local state MP Adam Marshall. Lauren Kempe joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Lauren, there were some huge rainfall totals in the last few days.
Jane, it was almost torrential in parts of the mid-north coast, while more than 300 millimetres was also recorded in parts of the northern rivers as well. But the good news is we've pretty much seen the last of it along the eastern seaboard for now, as this strong low finally starts to clear the coast. It won't be the end of the April rain. Another southerly will push showers up the coast later this week, but they certainly won't be anywhere near as heavy. It means a good deal of sunshine in our patch tomorrow, and fairly warm as well, topping out at 26 at Narrabri, 27 at Port Macquarie and 26 in Newcastle. And Jane, I'll have some more details a little bit later on.
Sounds good. See you soon. Thank you, Lauren. Coming up next, more trouble for ex-NRL star John Hopewade, fined over his alleged road rage. But that's just the start. Details next. Multiple deaths in an offshore explosion in Mexico. And Lucy Mello was almost killed by an elephant at Taronga Zoo. The next chapter of her incredible story.
At home, the Andersons usually eat in front of the TV. Out here, they eat in front of Mother Nature.
When it was time for Mum to go into care, she went into Nyola Baptist Care. Mum was a real character. She loved people, to be loved and cared for, and then to love and to care so deeply. I think that's the essence of being human. Old people feel so discarded, and yet she was treated with value. I think we need a new sofa. A dark one.
The light one, babe.
The light one. The light one. Oh, the light one. It's in bathroom. They're great for children. Well, that decided then.
Whatever you're looking for, find your fantastic.
Still more in store.
Charge through autumn with your choice of homeowner battery bundles.
Get a free 36-volt battery. Save $269.
Charge through autumn. Still only from Steel Dealers.
2 whole beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
The Big Mac is the original mouthful. A one-of-a-kind flavour that now comes in 3 sizes.
Jumpstart Pro is such a game changer for losing weight. It's so simple and it's so healthy.
Order today, and you could also be enjoying a healthier bank account with 10 chances to win $10,000. Visit lighteneasy.com.au for details. It's time for a new era of over 50s living, with low-maintenance homes and a new clubhouse opening in early 2024. Live a luxurious life at Time Lifestyle Resort, Evans Head. Take out a home loan or refinance with Summerland Bank and you could get $2,000 cash back. This offer is for a limited time, so be quick. T's and C's apply. Check out summerland.com.au or call 1300 728 728.
At the Australian Caravan Centre, you'll find your dream caravan, offering brand new, pre-owned, off-road, touring and luxury caravans. Our friendly staff will find the caravan that suits your needs and budget. Australian Caravan Centre, Chindera.
Greg's last coffee was spent studying next month's sales outlook. For this one, he thought he might just study today's.
You're watching NBN News. These are our top local stories. A minor flood warning is in place tonight for Tuggerah Lake at Long Jetty on the Central Coast. An independent review into Port Stephens properties contaminated by PFAS is now being considered by the federal government. The Armidale Tree Group officially unveiled their new greenhouse today. Port Macquarie's Ride the Wave Festival officially wrapped up at Town Beach. And some of the country's top poochers put their agility skills to the test in Armidale. Bev Brock, former longtime partner of late Aussie motorsport legend Peter Brock, has died after a 2-year cancer fight. The 77-year-old was considered a key player and support in Brock's stellar career for almost 30 years before they split in 2005. James Brock, one of Bev's 3 children, posted, "Her presence, wisdom and support can never be matched." New trouble for former NRL star John Hopewate, this time over an alleged road rage incident on the Northern Beaches. Both men fined $500 for offensive behaviour. Hopewate, who posted vision online of the January incident, insists he ended the fight and will contest the fine. He's also been ordered to face court in May on allegations of driving while suspended. Hopewate gained notoriety in 2001 when he finger-poked opposing players. An explosion has caused a huge fire on an oil platform in the Gulf of Mexico. At least 9 workers injured despite the flames being quickly brought under control. The rig is operated by Mexico's state-owned petroleum company, Pemex. Climate activist Greta Thunberg has been arrested by police in The Hague, smiling as she was put on a bus of detained protesters. Dozens of people were taken into custody for partially blocking a road in the Dutch city and ignoring police orders to leave. Touching down among Kazakhstan shrubs, 3 astronauts have safely completed their missions at the International Space Station. NASA's Laurel O'Hara spent 6 months in space for her research. Belarus's first astronaut was also among the trio. They're the gentle giants of the animal world, but in a training accident at Taronga Zoo, a young elephant left one of their most experienced keepers fighting for life. More than a decade on, that keeper today launched a book about her favourite animal to help in the fight to protect the endangered mammals.
With her big, grey, heavy-footed friends, Lucy Mello is in her happy place.
I love everything about elephants. They are very intelligent, they are funny, they are emotional, they form strong social and family bonds.
A bond that was tested in the most heart-wrenching way 12 years ago.
A young zookeeper is tonight fighting for her life after being crushed by one of the most popular elephants at Taronga Zoo.
While training 2.5-year-old Pathy Hahn, the 1-ton calf crushed Lucy against a bollard in the enclosure. Her heart stopped beating for 5 minutes. The zookeeper rushed to hospital with critical injuries, where she stayed for almost 2 weeks. An experience that would send most running only drew Lucy closer.
Personally, I've learned more about strength and resilience and love from elephants than I think I have from any human.
You have been the human mum to the elephants here. You've been here for over 20 years. Why elephants?
For me, it wasn't really a choice. It was more of a calling. Working with elephants was never really on my radar, but it was suggested to me very early on in my career, and I wasn't really sure about it. But as soon as I was in the presence of an elephant, I knew that working with them was just something I had to do.
A calling that's inspired the veteran elephant keeper to pick up the pen, writing a children's book.
The book is about two very special elephants that I worked with called Tukta and Jaidi, and it's about a protective older sister taking her little brother Jaidi to school on his first day of school, and it's about the emotional journey that they both have.
Also educating young readers about the endangered species, called A Good Heart, a title shared by the author, who is donating all profits.
So I have pledged that 100% of my royalties will go towards proven elephant conservation organizations that provide support through education, through management and protection of all three species of elephants.
Sophie Upcroft, NBN News.
A very good heart indeed. It's time for sport now with Jack Howard, and the Knights will face a depleted Roosters squad on Thursday.
Jane, one of the big outs is their skipper, James Tedesco. After the break, the Roosters rally around their captain as he recovers from his 10th concussion. Also ahead, the Giants return to the top of the AFL ladder, and the Waratahs' hoodoo against the Brumbies continues.
2023 was a year of firsts for Ford Ranger. #1 selling vehicle. Baby, I got you on my mind. Honey, you won't ever know. And Ranger Raptor was #1 at Think. Promise you won't ever go. 'Cause baby, I got you on my mind. Make Ranger Raptor your #1 today at your local Ford dealer.
Hey, mate. Hey, traveller. Sort of doing 100. We'll see you when you get here, mate. Yeah, looking forward to it. Oh, good. We need to go back. 60-ish. Oh, it's around about 85.
Casual speeding is the biggest cause of deaths and serious injuries on New South Wales roads. Let's all stop being so casual about it.
Welcome to Tom Appetit. Today we are making the chicken risotto. The key to a perfect risotto is make your own stock.
Get real. Campbell's Real Stock is made from scratch from real ingredients.
Bring the flavors together and let's stir.
I don't think so.
Keep on stirring. Now don't you stop. And stir.
What up, Butsy? Real flavour, real easy. Get real with Campbell's Real Stock.
Head into your local IGA this week for mega deals like Cadbury Favourites and Toblerone Pralines, $8 each, half price. And Ready Chef 2-kilo lasagna, $12 each. That's just $2 per serve. Specials across the store right now, only at IGA.
Prioritise your oral health and brush with Oral-B Vitality Electric Toothbrush, $22.39 from Chemist Warehouse. The round brush head cups each tooth to remove more plaque for a winning smile. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Life's messy. For a superior washable finish, choose Dulux Wash and Wear. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Kingscliff Nursery. Over 5 acres of trees, native shrubs and exotic plants. Huge range of fruit trees, indoor and outdoor plants, pots, planters and much more. Buy direct, save heaps. Remember to say hi to Sally at Kingscliff Nursery, Cudgeon Road, Cudgeon.
Finding your dream home can be a challenge, but organising your finance needn't be. With competitive rates and fast local approvals, Summerland Bank can make it easy. Drop into your local branch or visit summerland.com.au to find out more.
The 40 Winks 40-hour sale is on now. Save big with up to 50% off store-wide when you shop online or in-store. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Go to better sleep at 40 Winks.
His concussion history has been under the microscope, but the Roosters say James Tedesco only attracts attention because of his name and reputation. They'll be without their skipper against the Knights on Thursday and desperate to turn around their underwhelming start to the season.
The Rusty Roosters back training today, but Dom Young, Sam Walker and James Tedesco were all missing. The captain recovering from the 10th concussion of his career.
You never want to see anyone knocked out. I don't worry for his future one bit. I think he probably gets a lot of hype around his concussions because of the name and the player that he is. And I guess some of the ones that he's had some bad ones, but mate, there's that many concussions getting around the NRL. I don't think he's that many ahead of a lot of guys, so I don't think there's any alarm bells there for him.
It's rugby league. It's a part of the game. Whether it's, whether you like it or not, it's what you sign up for.
Lindsay Collins says the NRL's concussion protocols are strong enough, but stressed players must protect themselves.
Well, you've got to be truthful to yourself as well, and whether you're feeling up to it or not, you can wear your heart on your sleeve and have it as a bit of a badge of honour, and, say you're alright when you're not alright, so it's on you at the end of the day.
Considered a genuine premiership contender, the Tricolours concede they've been well below par.
This jersey and this club is built on a lot of hard men, and we've been letting the jersey down.
Their latest loss leading to serious soul-searching.
The mirror's up and we're having a good hard look at ourselves.
The key to a Roosters revival as players prepare for a road trip to Newcastle.
You have to turn up for work. Yeah.
Zach Bailey, NBN News.
Already struggling South Sydney, set to be without Latrell Mitchell for the next 3 weeks. The superstar fullback is facing a 3 to 4 week ban for his elbow on Sean Johnson during the Rabbitohs' 30-point loss to the Warriors. In a further blow, Lachlan Ilias could miss the rest of the season. The playmaker underwent surgery on a broken leg this morning. There's concern for Kieran Foran's playing future. The veteran 5'8" suffering an ankle injury in the Titans' 35-22 loss to the Cowboys. North Queensland jumping to second on the ladder, but could be without Chad Townsend for their clash against the Eels. The halfback Simbind for a hip drop tackle. He spent the week in the spotlight, and when Daly Cherry Evans led the Sea Eagles out for NRL game 310, he certainly didn't disappoint. Manly's most capped player steering the side to a big win over the Panthers, which he believes could provide the blueprint for success this season.
We wanted to fit in Brooksy and Tom back, so that was a lot of my focus, to be honest. But tonight I felt like was the night where I just needed to play footy. So it just goes to show when you just do your job, good things happen.
The skipper
of footy, just really proud of everyone, and it makes a milestone even more special when everyone focuses to what we actually want to do, which is to get the win.
There was
poor play by us in the first place, so we threw maybe 5-6 intercepts tonight, so that was just one of them.
Already then finished the match.
At that point, it wasn't worth him staying on, so he's not too bad, but we'll see.
A brutal battle in Brisbane, big name injuries on both sides. And although the Tigers launched a second half fight back, they fell short of the Dolphins, 26-16.
I'm really proud of the effort, and of course we could have played better, but there's something you can't coach, and that's what's in there.
After the match, a moment between the two coaches, Benji Marshall and his former mentor Wayne Bennett, catching up in the sheds. Sam Jordan, NBN News.
The Giants are back on top of the AFL ladder after beating the Suns 117-89 at Gather Round in Adelaide this afternoon. The two sides were neck and neck until the final term, when GWS finally managed to run away with the contest.
Gold Coast certainly took a few things away from us and challenged us, as I said, in a number of areas. But the way that we responded was, I think that's what the very good teams do, and that's what we're aspiring to be.
Skipper Toby Green led from the front, finishing with 5 goals. A 5th straight loss has put Darren Coleman under even more pressure to keep his job. A suspected season-ending toe injury to prop Angus Bell only compounding the Waratahs' 40-16 defeat to the Brumbies.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, it doesn't look good. Looks like the same toe injury he suffered in round 1 last year. He's pretty devastated.
The Tars hoodoo against the Brumbies, extending to 12 consecutive losses. A double dose of semi-final heartbreak for the Australia Rugby 7 teams in Hong Kong, and it came at the hands of the country's fiercest rivals. New Zealand first beating the Aussie women 28-14 before taking down the men 26-7. Olympic hopeful Michael Hooper wasn't used. After the break, disaster strikes for Daniel Ricciardo, the Aussie crashing out on the opening lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. And the Premier League's title race heats up as Arsenal returns to the top spot.
With Macca's Surprise Fries, peel any medium or large fries for a chance to win a prize. And scan your large fries for a second play. Don't miss your 1 in 4 chance to win.
Next week we're at the Dolphins.
Great.
Then we've got to see the glowworms.
The glowworms?
Imagine hundreds of flashbulbs, but they're natural.
Yeah, I can picture that. There's so much of New Zealand to see. We're going to live cross from New Zealand, right?
Absolutely.
Do you know who's in charge of this local IGA? Not the owner, Mike. It's local farmer Pete. He's picky about his popular pickles.
Perfect!
Because there's a place that sources delicious local produce.
You never go cold on me. You are the sunshine to my beach. Like the moon and the ice cream, we're better together. Girl, you so cold, it's usual. You never go cold and you never go. You never go on me. You are the sunshine to my beach. Like the moon and the
Holiday in every way with Royal Caribbean.
Say it again.
Feel too ill to go to work? Instant Scripts can send a medical certificate straight to your phone. With Instant Scripts, help is as close as. Australia is falling in love with Instant Scripts. Online healthcare is as easy as.
Not working from Hovel? No, my lord wants us all in castle now. Say, what's in this? It tastes great. It's big red tomato, just in from the New World. Very exotic.
Good then. Great now. Heinz.
Still more in store.
Charge through autumn with a Landscaper battery bundle or Arborist battery bundle and get 2 free Pro batteries.
Save $658.
Charge through autumn. Still only from Steel Dealers.
Looking for a great deal on your electricity? Switch to Energy Australia today and get 15% less than the reference price. Switch today at energyaustralia.com.au or call us on 133 466.
Driver, take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Oh, dream weaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Dream weaver.
Daniel Ricciardo hoped this would be the race to reignite his Formula One career. Instead, it ended on the very first lap. The Australian sent flying into the tyres at the Japanese Grand Prix after colliding with Alex Albon. Thankfully, both drivers were okay, but they had to watch from the garage as Max Verstappen claimed another race win. Oscar Piastri finished in 8th. The Premier League's title race is going the distance. Arsenal is back on top after a 3-0 win over Brighton, but they're just 1 point ahead of Manchester City, who beat Crystal Palace 4-2. City and Liverpool both have a game in hand, while Aston Villa drew with Brentford 3-3, a big boost to Tottenham's hopes of a top 4 finish. Officials have made the difficult decision to cancel the final round of the Australian Women's Classic in Bombville. More than 80 millimetres of rain fell around the area overnight, with large parts of the course impacted. 3 joint winners have been declared: Nicole Brock-Estrup of Denmark, Pei Ying Sing of Chinese Taipei, and Western Australia's Jess Whitting. The 2024 champions all finishing 6 under par. The wet weather certainly didn't put a dampener on the Coffs Coast Ocean Swim this morning, with hundreds of swimmers taking to the water. The 2-kilometre course inside the harbour, including a lap around the city's iconic timber jetty.
Umbrellas out and competitors shivering. facing cold and rainy weather for the annual Coffs Ocean Swims.
Well, we figured they're going to get wet anyway, so as long as we didn't have any lightning and any safety concerns, we always push through and get an event in the water.
Swimmers entering the water in 3 lots, the men first to hit the water. Finn Casper made a final sprint out of the water to cross the line first.
Yeah, I had it start to finish most of the way, but coming down the jetty I got caught up by the other people, and just sprinted, held it and got first.
First-time entrant Anthea Warren taking out the women's.
I feel pretty good. It was a beautiful swim. Honestly, couldn't tell who the red and pink caps were out there, so honestly happy to be done.
But it was the Armidale school that stood out, with almost 160 light blue caps hitting the water. Isabella Henderson taking out the title for the 2nd year in a row.
Oh, I feel really good. It's super important. Taz is here today wearing our blue caps, supporting the Blue Tree Project. We're spreading a message that's okay not to be okay.
Alison Paul, NBN News.
It wasn't the start to the NRRL season players and coaches had in mind, as matches across the region were washed out this weekend. But the Casino Cougars remain hungrier than ever as the team marks their 2nd year in the women's competition.
Wet weather may have put a dampener on the rugby league season start, but the Casino Cougars say they're ready to pounce.
And all coaches were very, very happy with the way that the attitude of the players and the numbers as well.
In just their first season of the comp, they made it through to semi-finals, and this year the women's tackle team got to work early in January, eager to better their performance.
Most of them hadn't played any form of tackle at all, so we're looking to go much better this year, having a year underneath our belt.
With a mixture of young and the more experienced completing the squad, the club has benefited from a big boost in numbers in their forwards.
But what has really helped us out this year is the influx of both New Guineans and Fijians to work in the meatworks, and that has helped us immensely.
Taking on the top job for a 2nd year, Andrew Bartlett says there's been an overall focus to bring things back to basics.
Just simply the catching, the passing, positions, tackling and that sort of stuff, yeah. And keeping them happy.
Which he believes will be the key to their success.
Do the little things better each week, and let's hope the results work our way.
The Cougars are set to host Northern United next Sunday.
And having our first game at home, I think is a bit of a benefit, and trying to get a crowd there so they can actually see how we're going to go.
Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Fingers crossed we can see teams get on the field next weekend,
Yes, most definitely. Thank you, Jack. Now, we've had huge rain totals across the northern rivers, with more than 390 millimetres falling in parts of the region. We'll check all of your local weather details with Lauren Kempe next.
On now, Harvey Norman's super deals on Bosch. Get a bonus gift card plus bonus local delivery with the Bosch Series 4 8kg washer, only $7.99. Or step up to the German-made Series 8 washer with Allergy Plus, plus bonus $70 gift card and bonus local delivery. Bosch Series 6 dishwasher, super deal with bonus gift card, bonus finish pack and bonus local delivery. Bosch Series 4 pyrolytic oven, only $12.99, plus bonus $65 gift card. Limited time only. Bosch super deals at Harvey Norman.
Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is where they put their neck down. Give me the shit,
You win some, you lose more.
Classic Rubens. Classic dinners. With Coles Australian no added hormones beef corn silverside on special now for just $8 a kilo. Save $3 a kilo. That's great value, hands down at Coles.
With Macca's new surprise fries, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of winning. With millions of dollars worth of prizes, plus weekly draws for your chance to win $10,000 cash. Peel your fries for a chance to find a prize.
Try Light and Easy for yourself and enjoy your choice of delicious, healthy meals delivered to your door.
Because it's subsidised by the home care package, that makes it very economical for us.
Call 13 15 12 today.
It might look like a beauty, but it's a no from John West. It's what John West rejects that makes John West the best. The same great catch, now in a fresh new pack.
Take out a home loan or refinance with Summerland Bank and you could get $2,000 cash back. This offer is for a limited time, so be quick. T's and C's apply. Check out summerland.com.au or call 1300 728 728.
Dadco Aluminium, Murwillumbah's home of premium aluminium, glass and double glazing for commercial and domestic applications. Dadco Aluminium, 1300 137 221.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the extra hour's sleep this morning as daylight saving came to an end. Also coming to an end, that powerful black nor'easter which delivered double, even triple monthly rain totals to parts of eastern Australia. And while coastal areas have been hit hard, it's been largely good news for those inland. Ground in the Upper Hunter certainly received a good soaking, but sun returned today. Archie Constable was up nice and early to capture it at Merry War. Parts of the northern rivers still managed to cop very heavy rain last night. Some sections of the coast recording more than 300 millimetres in a 24-hour period. There are also some pretty decent falls in and around that Coffs Harbour area. Thankfully, the upper level low behind a lot of this excess moisture is moving offshore. We may see a few showers throughout New South Wales and the Sunshine State between now and next weekend, but nothing like the torrential rain we experienced late last week. Meanwhile, Tropical Cyclone Olga, our 7th here of the season, is also tracking away from WA's coastline into cooler waters, where it hopefully should lose a little bit of its steam down from a Category 3. Further east, it's been a very humid end to the weekend. Plenty of water underfoot combined with the onshores, and we can expect a slight break in the rain in the next few days before another trough and cold front push up here from the Southern Ocean. The southwest remains dry though under a broad high pressure ridge. There's still a good deal of heat in the top end, mid-30s the top in Broome and Darwin. Clouds lingering there in Brisbane, getting up to 30 degrees, and skies clearing in Sydney though with a top of 26. A few degrees cooler as we head further south. It was a fairly cloudy one throughout the region today, following some very huge overnight rainfall totals, but the rain did ease as the day progressed. Only light variable winds throughout the region tomorrow, and we should finally see the sunshine return, hopefully drying things out a little after a cool and foggy start before we receive some more rain later in the week. Just slightly warmer temperature-wise, a top of 27 at Yamba tomorrow and 27 at Evans Head as well, 26 at Byron Bay, a little warmer there at Murwillumbah and Tweed Heads, topping out at 29 degrees. Taking a look at coastal conditions, we have 1 metre seas and swell between 1.5 to 2 metres tomorrow. A big 1.8 metre high tide at 7:45 tomorrow morning, and the low rolling in right on 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun to rise at 6 a.m. and setting at 5:37. Partly cloudy in the Tweed tomorrow and a top of 29 degrees, much the same on Tuesday, remaining mostly fine until later in the week when we can expect a strong southerly to blow in some light showers and slightly cooler conditions. High 20s the top in Ballina on Monday and on Tuesday, mid-20s the theme after that. A few showers possible, but nothing too heavy later in the week. It's much the same in Lismore over the next 7 days. Thankfully, no super heavy falls in the forecast right now, and remaining fairly warm in Grafton through to the end of the week. Mostly fine weather, but we can expect a little rain to ring in next weekend and temperatures to drop a few degrees from morning to night. And taking a look at the surf along the region today, there are only a few small little sets rolling into Jetty Beach on the mid-north coast. It was very similar throughout the northern rivers and parts of the north coast. We can expect these conditions to continue tomorrow, hopefully with a little more sunshine overhead. However, that strong southerly will change conditions much later in the week.
On the central coast until Tuesday, light to moderate showers.
So, Jane, looking like the end of the super heavy rain for now anyways.
Okay, a welcome reprieve. Thank you, Lauren. And that is NBN News for this Sunday night. We'll have more news in our late news at 9:45. Enjoy your evening. Good night.
I was born with half an arm. It is not a sob story, it's just a little nub.